take your soul.
Hello, everybody. I hope everybody is having a wonderful Saturday. How's everybody's year starting off? It's been a wild one. I watched the Katt Williams interview, and I remember talking about it randomly because I saw the clip months ago where Katt Williams was on, because what was the show? All right, I can't get the music to just be quiet. All right, let's open the mixer and kind of drop that down a little. There we go. Because the star of the show. I mean, come on. So what it was is that Katt Williams, Atlanta. All right, so Atlanta stand up. So he was in a show called Atlanta, right? Williams Atlanta show. No. Alligator Man? No. Atlanta, the show. Okay. So it's a show. When did it? Because it looks like Donald Glover was in it. Who was in the show? Donald Glover, Brian Tyree Henry, Lakeith Stanfield. How did it do? 8.6 out of 10. That's a pretty solid rating. 2016 to 2022. So Katt Williams actually won, I think, an Emmy for it. And he goes to Atlanta, and let me see if I can find that, because I remember watching this and I called it because he basically gave the rundown as to what happened, and I kind of read into it. Katt Williams Atlanta radio interview. So he gets on this show, right? Wanda Smith. Yes. Okay. So this particular host, so Wanda Smith, Wanda Smith, Katt Williams. One day ago. Yeah, people are talking about it again because he brought it back up, but this happened years ago. What happened to Wanda Smith? 2019. No. Yeah, okay, yeah, it was 2019. Yeah, she got fired from her own show. So she is doing an interview with Katt Williams. She brings him on, and how I interpreted it was that sometimes these shows will bring in stand-up comics, and the host either they know each other already, they have a pre-existing dynamic, so they kind of roast each other and it's friendly, or the host is trying to do this weird kind of like, I can do that too. You ain't nobody special. You're on my show. So I have to be the alpha and show dominance and all this stuff. Because I've seen it, there's been other instances of where stand-ups go on a show and they get blindsided, or somebody brings up something and they try to like catch them off guard. If it's a good comic, you're not going to win unless you're in that business already. You're not going to win. You can't. These guys are way too sharp. They do this for a living, and especially if it's a good comic, they know how to handle hecklers. You're not going to get over on them. So they're doing this interview, right? and she gets real personal with it, and she starts to talk about, because Katt Williams is a small guy, he can appear somewhat effeminate because of, he's got a very flamboyant sense of style sometimes. He puts on a particular air about himself where he's kind of done up.
You answer the question and just tell me.
Man, you're a strong black woman. Is it okay for me to answer?
Come on.
You keep interrupting the answer. Everyone can hear it. It sounds like you like me a little bit. It's starting to bleed over the airwaves.
It is.
So he's trying to, and that right there was kind of, he can't be that guy. He's not going to bring the energy down, right? They're having fun. He's going to gently remind her, Wanda, this is an interview. We can just have fun. Maybe tone it down. And to me, I try not to do that with people. When someone's talking, it's hard because you want to correct them or they say something that's wrong and stuff. Let them finish. It is very hard, and it's something I'm trying to work on, is not finishing people's sentences and not interrupting people when they're talking, and not talking over them to try and control the conversation or to correct what they say. Let them finish their thought first, and then interject. You don't do it when they're talking. And it is something that it can be it's a very subconscious thing. Like, you don't think you're doing anything wrong because you're doing it with good intentions. It's like they're misinterpreting what you said, or they're explaining a situation, and you have an insight into it that you think is more correct, or it is correct. Like, maybe you do have an insight into that and you want to correct them. It's like, okay, let them finish, let them get to a stopping point, and then you can say, okay, hang on, let's talk about what you said, X, Y, and Z. Let's correct that. So she's already stepping on his toes, and
really?
I want to let her got some lipstick on right now with enough glitter for the 4th of July 2020.
That's right, kissable lips.
How many kids you got, one?
I have 3 boys.
Excellent.
Yes, I do.
Aren't boys simple? Aren't boys simple?
They can be. They can be.
Yeah. Wanda knows
I'm what?
She didn't do as much cooking in the latter years as she did in the beginning.
Whatever. I cook. I do it all.
I didn't say that you didn't.
Well, that's all right. I did it in the beginning and the middle and the end.
What's your favorite thing to cook? Your boys say, yeah.
They like for me to. I do a really nice broccoli. They like my broccoli, and they love my baked chicken.
Okay, Wanda's kind of a bigger lady, so Katt, but I called it. So like, where's the most replayed part of this video is when
Little mama.
I'm Lil Mama's baby daddy.
No, you little mama.
So she starts doing that shit. She starts calling him little mama and kind of referring to him as homosexual, where it's being used as a negative. There's a negative connotation to it. Like, she's trying to basically say that he's not masculine because he's just more effeminate. So it backfired on her immensely, because gays and LGBTQ, like, if they are if you have a large percentage of them as your fan base or as your audience, the last fucking thing you need to do is to remind them that there are people in the world who view their lifestyle as a negative, as wrong, because it wasn't all that long ago that being gay was a crime. There's some that are alive today who remember that shit. So maybe you want to remember that when you're a public figure or an entertainer and you're trying to insult someone by referring to them as, some kind of you know, as non-hetero, whatever they may be or may not be, if you're using it as an insult, be ready. It's gonna bite you in the ass. But I'm trying to find the part where he
Let's knock it off. Prison and jail aren't the same.
Okay, yeah. So one thing that was mentioned, like he mentioned in the interview, and I didn't know this watching this video, but it's a touchy subject, is he's been in jail before. It usually does happen when you are suspected of a violent crime or have a weapon on you when you're pulled over or anything. Generally, you're arrested, especially if you're a black man. You know, you are going to be arrested and you're going to be held. They're going to detain you because they can. And sometimes it's part of protocol, like they have to. So he's gone to jail multiple times. There's nothing on his record. It usually is a bogus charge. It's usually, you know, bad information, or he's able to you know, explain it like, you know, he does the right thing. Like, yes, he carries a gun. It's a Second Amendment right. And he does it, and he always notifies police when he has it and stuff. But she tried to throw that in his face. And from what I understand is when this interview was pitched to him, it was pitched in a way where they said, okay, it is just a happy, fun interview as a way to, like, you know, thank you for, you know, putting Atlanta, you know, on TV and kind of showing a more real side to the city, the kinds of people who live there. You know, because it was, you know, it received a bunch of awards and nominations. So it was like, you're celebrating him, attaching his name to a project that did very well, that was good for the city. It was good for the image and public relations and tourism and everything. The Atlanta was probably really grateful to have a production that wasn't treating Atlanta as a crime-ridden fucking like the LA of the South. Like, Atlanta is a beautiful city. It has, yes, every city has shitty areas and it has shitty people, and Atlanta has really awful traffic, but it's not unique in that regard just because it has a large, you know, black population. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, I still go back to Atlanta whenever I can, but she used her platform as a weapon against to basically just blindside him, and this is what happened.
You probably shouldn't talk about sizes.
No, that's okay.
You big on the radio.
That's right. And you're big
Turn
in
it
prison.
down.
And you're
Yes,
big
ma'am.
in prison.
I've never been to prison.
You have
19
several
felonies,
times.
no convictions.
Yeah,
Knock it
yeah.
off. Prison
Okay.
and jail aren't the same. No.
Okay,
No.
okay. Calm
No.
down. Calm down.
Only one of us has
Calm
$12 worth
down.
of jewelry on. No.
No, $12.
See, he just that kind of shit. He was able to, he eviscerated her on the radio, right? So this was she, and she's trying to rein him in when she's in the wrong. And he, I think at this point was just like, you know what? Fine. The gloves are coming off. You want to try and hit me below the belt and do these cheap shots. Okay, fine. I'm going to refer to you as a big lady and you know, having awful style and, you know, taste in jewelry. She's got the, so this is her. Let me see if I can get a good picture of her. Because he said she had like glittery makeup on and shit. Hang on. Okay. Yeah, this is her. But, and there's nothing wrong with, you know, she wouldn't have had him coming at her like this. So that's her. And if she had been a cool person to do an interview with, he wouldn't have been making fun of her jewelry. It's her $12 worth of jewelry she's got. And she does. She looks like she has like Claire's boutique jewelry. It's like the stuff you get at like a gas station. Like hanging up on those displays where it's clearly plastic, but she has like glittery lipstick on. It's like, okay, fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It's her personality that sucks. And this, I love that you can tell just from his his facial, he's like,
In
no,
prison.
no,
I've
no,
never
no.
been to prison.
You have
19
no.
felonies,
No, no,
no
no.
convictions.
Yeah,
Knock it
yeah,
off. Prison
okay.
and jail aren't the same. No.
Okay,
No.
okay. Calm
No.
down, calm down,
Only one of us has
calm
$12 worth
down.
of jewelry on. No.
No, $12.
No. That all is
$12,
available.
boo,
If you
$12.
wanna have Wanda's jewelry, please go to
Shay.
Citgo
Shay.
or
Come
Quick
get
Trip
Miss
at any
Cat.
point.
Come get
If you
Miss
buy
Cat.
2 packs of Newport 100s, they will give you everything Wanda has on right now for $7.99, and it comes with a free car wash. Won't you come on down?
Yes.
And that is off the cuff. He is, and she. So all right, so they do this, right, and it escalates. So it gets to the point where, it gets to the point where, yeah, I don't know. I'm distracted too. What was that? So there's a confrontation outside a comedy club, and that's what he was there for. Like, he was there because of the Emmy thing. They were thinking he also happened to be in town doing comedy. So he's doing his job. He's doing something that he enjoys to doing, and he gets to see the city. He gets to interact with the people. He's at a comedy club in the fucking parking lot. Her husband pulls a gun on him and threatens him over that. And it's like, number one, she's wrong. She was in the wrong for doing it. And number two, she should have been able to handle that between her and Katt Williams. She did not need to get her husband involved, and then him having his only recourse was to pull a gun on somebody because he wasn't man enough to fucking do that schoolyard shit where it's like, you talking about my girlfriend, dog? Well, we're gonna fight after class. No, he pulls a gun on him because he's a fucking pussy. So, but Katt Williams talked about it, and I called it. I talked about this months ago. I called it back then. I said, it sounds to me like she told him what the interview was going to be like, and either her vibes before the show were off and he was not feeling it, or she came across a certain way, or she just blindsided him during the interview. And I called it, and he said that's exactly what happened. Is she told him that, oh, it's just going to be fun. It's going to be kind of just, it's just going to be mellow. We're just going to, just talk about, the show and what you've been up to and how you're like in Atlanta and all this stuff. Then she goes in for him and tries to embarrass him. And it's like, why would you do that? Because it's your show? Fuck you. Like, you're a fucking nobody in Atlanta. No offense, but that's not the biggest radio market. And also, you're on radio. It's a dying medium. Especially, FM radio. That shit's... I remember, contests on the radio would be, oh, you could win $10,000. You could win a car. You could win, something for life. You could win concert, decent concert tickets. Now it's like, you call in and it's like, we'll give you a coupon for 1 free sub at Subway. And it's like, who fucking cares, man? This is all you guys can afford now? This was 2020. This wasn't like it was, 10 years ago. This was fairly recent. So radio has been struggling for the past, I would say, probably 15 years. Because we're in 2024. So yeah, early, mid 2000s, maybe. Streaming stuff. You have Spotify. You have Pandora. Well, you had Pandora. Pandora's garbage. But you have even satellite radio. Satellite radio is dying because I canceled mine, and canceling was the only way I could let it be done was to transfer my payment to like a bogus, not a bogus card, but like a card that a low limit card, and I basically just let it I basically maxed out the card and just stopped, like, until the point where Sirius was trying to bill me over and over again. They finally were like, oh, we've put your subscription on hold due to non-payment, and they eventually canceled it. And I paid it, I paid off that card, and they still for like a year were like, hey, won't you come back? Returning customers get all these great deals. And it was like, No, to get my business, I want every single channel for less than 20 a month. That's what it's gonna take, and they wouldn't do it. And I was like, no, no, thanks. I'm good. Because if I don't have everything, then I don't want it. Because at this point, most people do it. They just listen to stuff off their phones. I the only time I ever listen to FM radio or even satellite radio is when I reset like something in my car, change the battery, and it defaults to those functions on my radio. Like I'll turn it on and it'll be like FM 93.3 because it's like the default frequency. Like that's the only time I ever have that. And otherwise I switch that input to my phone, and that's a wrap. But it's just hilarious that I called it. I knew that's what happened, because he's not a bad dude. Like Katt Williams, he can come across that way, but generally it's you have to do something to him. You know, he doesn't just go out of his way to hurt people, because he's not a bully. Bullies do that shit. There are people who, and he's not a joke thief, which I'm not a stand-up comic. I've written jokes before. I don't think I have what it takes to get up on stage. I'd like to do an open mic night, and do like, you know, a tight 5, but I'd have to practice it, because you can't go up there with note cards. You gotta have that shit, and you have to be good enough to be kind of flexible and maybe do a little bit of crowd work, because if you don't have the charisma to back up anything you do for crowd work, you are gonna look pretty weak, and the audience will jump on you, because once they start, man, it's it's mob justice basically takes over. And yeah, no prisoners. But it was funny to hear it come from him, and I had that moment. I was just like, I called it. It was great. But I've thought about it, and I being in that industry, there's no way. So, you know, I don't think I would be that kind of person who just takes like the easy, like there's no such thing as like shortcuts, because that's why I don't like Ozempic. Like we had a national shortage of Ozempic because it's a shortcut. It's like, hey man, you want to lose weight? You don't want to do any of the work? Just take this pill. We're getting to that point where we are going to discover like chemical, you know, combinations and compounds that can do the things we want them to do. But my thing is like, what is the trade-off? There has to be one, because you can't just pop a pill and just melt away 60 pounds of body fat. There in like, what was it, like 3 or 4 months? That's a lot of weight. And they basically saying it's like, well, you know, you just have to go on a moderate diet and you kind of eat better. And it's like, okay, that's still rapid weight loss. There has to be, I would think your liver is popping all kinds, like it's blowing fuses left and right trying to keep up and process that shit. There has to be some kind of trade-off. But yeah, shortcuts are, and it's hard because like to the whole philosophy of our society is work hard, earn it, you know, get there on the sweat of your brow and all these things. And it's like, it's hard to do when you're doing what they say, you're working hard and you're trying to save, but just living is taking all of your money away. It's like, how and why is it deemed socialist to, I don't know, man. I talk about this all the time, and it's like late stage capitalism, it's such a stupid system, because it's a runaway effect. And I swear, it's like every time we see a train derailment or an oil tanker spill or any of that shit, and it's like, you really fucking think these companies could give a single fuck about what they're doing to the environment and just sucking natural resources out of the earth faster and faster and more voraciously, to the point now where fossil fuel companies are absolutely engaged in, you know, affecting world politics and the geopolitics of certain areas, the Middle East, because instability breeds, you know, preferable market conditions, because they can come in with their labor force, their equipment, their technology, their their ability to build infrastructure, and they'll be like, well, we know you have these oil deposits, and we are willing to we'll foot the bill for building these oil rigs and refineries and you know, what do they call them, the derricks. We'll build all those. We'll maintain them. You know, we'll staff them. We want this much of a cut. We want, you know, these kinds of trade policies. You need to implement these tariffs on imported fossil fuels and anything going out. It's like every dystopian sci-fi, what is the key organization that runs things? And it's always corporations. It's fucking scary. It's so scary to think about. It's like, I can understand why a lot of people just bury their head in the sand, because it's depressing to think about it. And it's depressing because what can we do about it? Do we really? Because right now, as far as American politics goes, it is the biggest shit show that I think we have ever seen. It's at crisis level. And for anybody that supports Trump, all I can ask you is why he is the one that it's a setup, it's a frame job. He's done, you know, why is he so innocent? And, you know, what is it about him that makes him the one who can say, oh, well, it's a witch hunt? No, the system is fucked up. I did everything right. You know, why is his word gospel? Why? He is a known liar. It's documented left and right. And before you even say, well, what about Biden? What about Hillary? And it's like, fair enough. But theirs wasn't, and they also didn't commit a coup attempt. So, you know, given that today is the fucking anniversary of that shit, I mean, that's my question is, it's like, why him? Motherfucker was a shitty promoter for WWE. He's not even a billionaire. He had to lie about his Forbes, you know, his assets to get into the Forbes Billionaires Club. Almost every one of his businesses goes tits up. His charity is under investigation. And it's like, oh, well, New York State, they have an axe to grind. They just don't like him. I wonder why. I wonder fucking why. All the fraud and everything he's done, it's like, he's not, I don't know why people are dying on a hill for him. Like, why he is their messiah. And it's like, it's Donald Trump. He's a fucking joke. It's like, why? Just go watch any of his wrestling clips or any of his episodes of The Apprentice. He is awful. He has if there was a charisma meter, his needle would be pushing so hard to 0, it would break the fucking dial. He is so off-putting. He sounds like a moron. Like, he's a fucking dope. And they're like, there's a guy, I deliver mail, and on my there's a guy with a pickup truck, and he has a Trump flag. And it's kind of weird that he's got the flag on his truck now. It's kind of weird that they're celebrating the anniversary of insurrection. It's weird. But it's like a picture of like Rambo, but Donald Trump's face is photoshopped. Let me see if I can find it. It's one of the funniest pictures I've ever seen. Donald Trump Rambo Rainbow flag. Yes, there it is. It's so stupid, and I think he's rocking it unironically. Like, it's so stupid looking. It's like, it's this kind of shit. It started as memes, but they buy into it because they want to be part of the club. It's so fucking funny. Let me see. All right, let me put it up. Oh man. There we go. Look at that. How cringy do you have to be to have this shit? Because I've seen the ones where it's like, it started as a joke way back, like America, America, and it was just kind of making fun of our own, being up our own ass, like how macho we are and how we're just the good guys, and we're, because I've seen George Washington with like 2 AR-15s like on the back of a fucking, what was he riding? I think just a horse, or no, it was a T-Rex. He's just fired off AR-15s, and it's just, yeah, that's what we are. We are this. We are a kind of a joke. But he has this, and it's like, no man, no woman, no commie can stump him. That's not even clever. It's fucking dumb. But look at how awful that is. His old ass face. They tried to make him look young. There's only so much you could do with Donald Trump. He looks like a lump of clay with like hair attached to it. Like a Mr. Potato Head who was put in like an easy bake oven for 20 minutes. He looks awful. And it's like, Biden's no better. Biden, okay, the stutter, fair enough. He does have a speech. I've met people. I had a friend who had a bit of a stutter, and it can be pretty, it can be pretty intense. So they have to mentally slow themselves down and kind of bring, their excitement, because they're so excited that, and even people who don't have stutters, we get like that sometimes. We're so excited to talk about something, we trip over our words. We have a little bit of a stutter. We slur a little bit because we're just so excited, and our brains are trying to work so fast that our slow ass mouth can't keep up and formulate these noises. So I mean, I get it, but that is beyond, like, he is just, he's 80 fucking years old. I think he's our oldest president. Trump ain't no spring chicken either. Trump's an old motherfucker. I don't know how he's still going. The fact that his dumbass was eating KFC and McDonald's all the time, nothing beats. Let me see. Was it UNC? NCAA athletes at White House McDonald's. Yes. Oh yeah, so in 2019 Need to find images. Oh yes, yes. These pictures, and it's like, all right, because it's like, okay, if he's a joke, fine, but don't look at this majestic photograph. Of course, we have platters of salads, but look at all the burgers, and are those things of chicken nuggets? And are those mayo packets? No, those are dressing for the salads. Look, and Abraham Lincoln is just back here like, you idiot. I mean, look at that spread. I think those are Big Macs or quarter pounders with cheese, and these are just like, regular cheeseburgers. Really? NCAA athletes. Very few of them are eating this stuff. And I don't know, man. It's just funny. It's just funny to see this photo op where it's just this majestic feast, and he's using the fine White House silver. You gotta be kidding me. This stuff served dignitaries and Nobel Prize winners and astronauts and, you know, these great people. And then for the, you know, NCAA champions, he's like, why don't you come to the White House and I'll order you guys some McDonald's. It'll be the most wonderful, epic feast that has ever been served in the White House. And, you know, because that's what the American people eat. It's like, yeah, no shit, man. And then he's on Air Force One with just a bucket of original recipe, just with greasy fucking fingers, just that dumb fucking face. It's like, okay, fine. You know, yes. Is he a meme? Absolutely. But he didn't do a good job as president. I mean, Biden hasn't really done that great a job either. But also, it's the way things are going. No one person can fix it. Congress is a fucking... C-SPAN is like the greatest reality TV show ever. C-SPAN used to be so fucking boring. Now C-SPAN is like TMZ. They get more views because you never know what crazy shit's gonna go on in the House or the Senate. Like the guy almost fighting, getting in a fight with... I forget who it was. Let me see if I can find that. Senator wants... Oh, God, what was his name? Gets into fight. Oklahoma senator challenges Teamsters president to a fight. Yeah. Because the Teamsters guy was basically, like, I think... And again, it all starts with social media. So many people have that you know... They have that false sense of like bravado and confidence because they're sitting behind a keyboard or behind their phone, and in a moment where they're not thinking clearly or they're not standing face to face with the person, and they're like, you know what, you're a piece of shit, you're a fucking moron, and then they have to be face to face, and it's like now it's real, and you know how it gets handled. But he basically was just like, and he was just like, you know, using his time. We gotta get it, because he started off sounding pretty professional. Oklahoma senator, yeah, there you go.
Like he's
Yes, here we go.
self-made. Sir, I wish you was in the truck with me when I was building my plumbing company. Myself and my wife was running the office because I sure remember working pretty hard and long hours. Pretends like he's self-made. What a clown. Fraud. Always has been, always will be. Quit the tough guy act in these Senate hearings. You know where to find me. Any place, anytime, cowboy. Sir, this is a time, this is a place. If you want to run your mouth, we can be two consenting adults. We can finish it here.
Okay, that's fine. Perfect.
You want to do it now?
I'd love to do it right now.
Well, stand your butt up then.
You stand your butt up.
Oh, hold on.
Big guy.
Oh, stop it.
Is that your...
Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? This is a fucking U.S. senator. Committee hearing with you know, with the union president for the Teamsters. Who is it? That's a huge union. This guy is a pretty, you know, he's got a lot of people who back him up. So if this would have gotten nasty, I can't imagine what would have went down outside the chambers. I can't imagine. But the homeboy is standing up and takes off his, about to take off his wedding ring.
Sit down. Okay. You know, you're a United States senator. Sit
Actively.
Oh, okay.
Sit down, please.
All right.
Can I respond? Mr.
Hold it.
Yeah, Bernie Sanders had to fucking step in and was just like, no. No, we ain't doing this. I am not about to let you guys turn this into the WWE. No. We have enough of that going on already. But that's what I'm saying. That's American politics right now. You know, we want to put on this air of, you know, liberty and we have these hallowed institutions and all this shit. That's what's going on. You got Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert and Matt Gaetz' creepy ass, you know, running around just being dumb as fuck. And the people who are trying to get stuff done, making no headway, like getting anything pushed through. It's ugh. And that's what I mean. It's depressing. So we need distractions. I mean, it's good to stay informed, but it's the amount of information that we have available is just overwhelming. No, thank you. I would much rather get my updates on the news from memes, because at least then I can be like, wait, what's going on, and just go down a rabbit hole, versus, you know, watching the news every day and just being freaked out that, oh my god, Donald Trump is just he's so dangerous. And it's like, yeah, it's important, but what can we do about it? We're nobodies. So fucking enjoy yourself. But that's what I'm saying, like the Katt Williams thing, like 2024 is off to an interesting start, because it seems like karma is happening where, you know, in ways that it just feels like maybe it could, you know, there's a little bit of hope for the year. You know, it just seems like we can, I mean, I get like that anyway, you know. I want to try and make changes in my life and things like that. So I try to be more positive and try to end, you know, or be more mindful of negative patterns in my life. But all I focus on is things I can control. And hey, you know, the news is going to tell me that 3 more people got arrested because of the January 6th shit, and it's, you know, or women are using dating apps to trap these guys. Hey man, that's karma. And they don't get a pass because it's them. Anytime there's another criminal, they're always like, no, law and order. No, you broke the law. You know, just don't break the law. You'll be fine. But when it comes to them, it's just like, oh, it was a mistake, and you know, all of a sudden, yeah, they get an out. All right, let's do some shit. Let's try to have fun. What's my key? Hey, do that. I love and hate it at the same time, but the new Star Wars, I don't give a shit who fucking directs it. I don't care what gender they are, what they identify as, what pronouns they use. I don't care. What I care about is a good Star Wars movie. We haven't had a good one in a long fucking time. Like, whoops. We took, I wondered about that too. I was just like, wait, it was at 4:30, and then I saw another number, and I was like, damn, motherfucker's almost 4:50. Shit. He'll be fine. But her entire goal is just like, I like to make men uncomfortable. And it's like, great. How's that any different than men who say that they want to make women uncomfortable or they enjoy it? It's the same fucking thing. That is a shit attitude, and I don't even know what her credentials are. I've never heard of her before. Star Wars 10 director. So what was her name? Shamin Obaid. Is it Obaid Chinoy? Chinoy? And see, it already sounds horrible. Rey builds a new Jedi Order. No. I don't. It doesn't sound. I don't know if they're gonna be able to pull it off. But the whole, like, weaponized feminism thing, you know, it's dangerous because it's detrimental to what feminism was supposed to be, which is women should be free to feel safe when they go out. They should be free to feel like they're earning a comparable wage that's based on their skill and their experience and, you know, everything else. Like, that's what they wanted, was to be not treated as sexual objects, to be, you know, just treated more fairly, but also like having their decisions respected, period. When I go to the doctor and I say I want a vasectomy, it's end of story. They're like, cool, it's this much, we can schedule you for, you know, whatever you want. When a woman goes, they're like, are you sure? You know, you might want kids one day. She's like, well, no, I'm here to get a hysterectomy or get my tubes tied, or I want an IED, you know, whatever. IUD, not IED. Jesus Christ. You know, they're making a decision. Like, why are we making them second guess it, like, as if they don't know what they're talking about? That's the problem. And that's what feminism was supposed to be. Like, it was supposed to give them that kind of sense of agency and control over their life. Ooh, nice. But some have used it as, well, there's a patriarchy and men caused, you know, the issues that women are facing now, so let's just make their lives miserable, no matter what they did to me or didn't do to me. Like, if they were not responsible for anything that happened to me, you know, they're just going out of their way to victimize men, and it's kind of messed up, because there are a lot of good people in the world who are being punished because of the decisions and the actions of a few bad ones. Case in point, police officers and politicians who get into it or you know, go out of their way to. Now, politics is a little different because there's a lot of money in it, but it's the same with like any industry, basically. Hollywood is like that, music is like that. You know, it's all based on accumulating money and using people as a, you know, treating people not even as commodities, but like as methods and tools to advance your own career or your status, or but you know, it's just funny to see, you know, just the immediate response and vitriol come out, and it's like, there you go. It's like, it's funny when, because I've seen it a lot, like on Instagram, like, because I follow some in you know, fitness influencers and stuff, and they'll put a post where one woman, and she, you know, she shared a TikTok, and it went pretty viral because she works out all the time. You know, she's a gym rat. She looks amazing. She has a great physique, and she works hard. Like, she shows her videos. She's not just in there to look pretty. She's, oh, you bitch, you better not use any of my cooldowns, you fuck. Oh shit, kick my ass. Y'all better kick my ass. Oh my god. But you know, she was like watching a guy bench his max, and you can see it in her face. She realizes how strong men are, and it can be very scary for a woman. because it's like now you are reliant on us to basically say, you know, you can feel safe because I want you to feel safe. You know, it's basically up to me whether you can walk the street at night, or be in the same room as me and nothing happened to you. Like, it's completely in my control. Like, how fucking scary is that? Like, you kind of have to, like, but that's why, like, I talked about this with my ex. I talked about it with a lot of my women friends. And it's like, what's the appropriate response when you're not interested in a guy? Do you play nice? Do you, like, try to let him down easy? Do you be direct so that he can't say that you were playing with his feelings or anything? It's like, what is the proper response? Because when dudes get angry, bad things happen, and it's what is the, but it's scary that, like, guys will message complete strangers, and, like, they did it to, what was her name, Leslie Jones, for the Ghostbusters thing. They did it to, what's her name, Daisy Ridley, for Star Wars. They came at her, pretty viciously for no reason. Just because she's in the movie. It's like, she's not the actual character. Like, she's a fucking actress. Can you maybe maybe kind of use your monkey brain a little bit better than just immediately saying, well, she's a woman and she won't have sex with me, so she's useless, she's a piece of shit, she's a bitch, she's a slut, things should happen to her because I don't like her. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And then a lot of them will message, like, put on the post, like, so that girl, like, she puts the thing where she doesn't feel safe in the gym. And of course, dudes come out of the woodwork and they're like, not all men are like that, blah, 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 blah. This is fucked up, and you think men are blah, blah. It's like, way to prove her point. She was just putting out her opinion, and you completely lost your fucking mind to the point where you will message her or put comments that are, like, some of the most vile shit gets said on those posts and stuff. Dude, I was trying to help you. Fucking asshole. I kicked her, and then he goes in and, like, it's like, oh my god, this fucking guy. Good lord. But it's funny that, they'll make, like, an ambiguous post, and there's always somebody that proves the point. They're like, hey, there you go. There's a complete, he's basically proving my point and being, the example, and he doesn't even realize it. I don't know. I don't think even, and she wants to, like, so they're gonna have, like, more of a female focused, I think, cast and story and stuff, and it's, I don't know. It's not that, it needs to be that the writing has to be strong, and it needs to be, like, there needs to be a cohesive vision. Get me out of here. So I don't think just because she's a woman it's guaranteed to be good, but I also don't think it's going to be bad just because of that too. Dog, what are you doing, man? Taunt the boss, please. He's not taking him over any of the fire. Y'all got this. Fuck that. Fuck that. Fuck that. Yeah, we don't have the damage to just burn through those stacks. So basically you have to run the boss over these patches of fire, and he'll burn, and so basically as the fight goes, he builds up these there's like a buff that he puts on himself to make himself stronger. It stacks on itself. He can have multiple applications of that. On my tank, depending on the level of the key, sometimes I can do 20 stacks because it increases his damage. Well, you know, even then, depending on, you know, how much I get hit by, you know, hit for, I'll probably take him into maybe 1 or 2 fires, because when you hit him with the fire, these other little spirits come out and they chase us around for a few seconds, so it can kind of throw off our synergy. But the idea is that he gets weaker and it stops him from damaging us. Where is the healer? There we go. Let's roll. Alright, we can come back from that. But I kind of want to look into that Oklahoma senator's claims about his plumbing business. I want to see if he didn't, you know, damn it! Take him to the fire. Dude, why me again? Stand your butt up. Oh my god, again! Dude, get me out of here. Come on, man. Break these fucking things. That's fucked up. That's been me every single time. Oh my god, dude. Seriously. Oh, come on. Oh. Shit. Damn it. Oh my gosh. That was interesting. I like how people are clowning on Jada Smith's weird selfie. I used to think Jada Pinkett Smith was hot. Now it's like, okay, yeah, no, it's not the no hair thing. To me, it's her fucking personality. She sucks. Now, Will Smith ain't no, he's no angel either, but he's, come to find out, it's like, when it's a he said, she said kind of thing, who do you believe? And I don't know, I would probably tend to believe him, because at least he seemed like he was, I don't know, like he was trying to do it for the sake of like the family and their image, and which again, can be kind of like I could see her resenting him for that, where everything they did was to there was always some kind of, not ulterior motive, but there was always some kind of motive behind it, where it's like, okay, but how's this gonna make us look in the public? And it's like, fuck that. Why can't we just be genuine people? Like, why does it have to be, everything we do has to have some kind of image behind it? What's happening? Like, what is going on? This is the time. This is the place. Stand your ass up. God damn it. God, it's the third combo point too. Oh, there we go. I was gonna say, I'll never get it. And then immediately the next one. Now, if only I could have that same kind of luck when I talk about, I'll never win the lottery. I remember when I was young, oh shit. There was a book called, I want to say it was The Lottery, and I went to the library to find it. Well, I found the wrong one. I found The Lotteries, and it was like, I think it was pretty adult. I remember there was like sex scenes and stuff like in it, so I was like, okay. And I told my parents, they're like, oh yeah, no, that's a different book. And I was like, clearly. Dog. Jesus Christ. Where the fuck is the tank? I need to mark you, dumbass. I still remember one to this day. It was in the kids' room at the library, and it had sex scenes in it too. I still remember that it was called, I want to say it was Future Track 5, which, holy shit, I'd love to see Netflix do an adaptation of that. Because it had like, it was futuristic sci-fi, and there was like, I think like the hot trend was like this weird futuristic version of like pinball, and everybody drove like these weird motorcycles, but they were motorcycles, but like were big enough to be like closed like capsules just on two wheels. So it was like you rode it like a motorcycle, but you were inside like a car. Oh, for God's sake. I think it's hilarious, and honestly, we should. it doesn't matter, because when you try these little like thought experiments on people, they don't get the point. Like, you know, for the book banning, like, they're all outraged over it. It's like, oh, this is teaching, you know, my kids to be gay, blah 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 blah. And it's like, well, how about a book where a guy rapes his daughter and blah blah blah. I forget what the context was. It was like they were basically describing stories from the Bible. People were like, oh, this book should be banned. Nobody should ever read this book. This is disgusting and horrible. They're like, yeah, that's in the Bible. Oh, well, you know, it's a different time, and it's allegory, and blah, 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 and it's, you know, the Word of God, and this, that, and the other, and there's supposed to be lessons, and it's like, maybe the same thing applies to all books. Maybe everything is... Because the Bible, I don't think, was ever meant to be taken literally. It's mostly allegory. It's mostly trying to use metaphor and language that we can, and concepts that we can understand, like God building the universe in 7 days. For us, it's a time span that we can understand because it's a week. It's something that we're familiar with. But for an entity like God, maybe a week was billions of years. You know, who knows? It's this concept that he is, and that's what some people don't understand. They're like, well, it only took a week to make the universe, and you know, and then we have the ages of Adam and Eve and their children. We know how old they are, so we can just calculate the age of the earth from that. It's like, man, you're fucking dumb. You're gonna believe, and that's just it. It's like they take it at face value because there's no critical thinking behind it. It's like you're gonna base your entire belief system, like not just your ethics and your morals and your sense of, you know, right and wrong and what being a good person really means. You're gonna now take laws of nature and the age of the earth from a book that was written thousands of years after the events that it chronicles. Are you not well? Like, move him. God damn it, man. Dude. Wow. I mean, we got 14 minutes, but still. This is sloppy as shit. I wonder if I can sneak in there. Yeah, I probably. He pulled everything, so. But that's what I'm saying. It's like, I don't fault people for believing in anything. Like, there's nothing wrong with being a Christian. There's nothing wrong with being a Buddhist or a Muslim. There are bad people who will belong to a religion I don't mind helping people out, you know. They don't know the mechanics and stuff. It's like, yeah, you may not know that those casters put a buff on themselves because they put candles on the ground and they reduce their damage taken by half. So, you know, it's the ones who just don't listen. So I was telling somebody about that too. It was like, it's surprising the number of people who, you know, the old saying is true. You can lead a horse to water. You cannot make them drink it. And it can be really hard for someone to take advice that is the right advice. It is. It's like, oh, you should cut these people off from your life. You could do. It's hard, man. It really is. To, you know, you maybe an interpersonal relationship with someone is just not healthy, but you want to make it work because you do care for that person and you're willing to go through it with them because maybe, just maybe, it'll end up the way you want. And it's like, but you're waiting for a version of them that isn't there. And that's not fair to you to have to wait for that and to go through abuse and mistreatment and you know, these things that, you know, can really weigh on a person. Like, it's crazy how, you know, abuse can change somebody. But for some people, it's like talking to a fucking wall. Like, I work for the post office, and every time there's an accident, we have to ask oh, no wonder my poisons ran out. Oh no, no, they weren't. Fucking dumbass. No wonder my damage was garbage. It's crazy how just my poisons do so much more, like, for my damage. You know, it's sad that we have to anytime there's an accident and a carrier dies, you know, a mailman dies. So there was just one in Tampa, and people ask the question, did he have a seatbelt on? Like, we have to ask that, legit, because there are people who, not even just, you know, mail carriers and delivery people who drive for a living, just regular people who just refuse to wear a fucking seatbelt, and it blows my fucking mind. It's not even that uncomfortable anymore. I remember when seatbelts used to be, you know, pretty horrible to wear. Like, they were just not comfortable at all. It's the fire. I don't see them getting... Oh no, they're getting burned. Okay. No! No! Get him off me! Damn it. Stones can't fly. What the hell? Oh. Where'd my key go up to? Oh, 1+2. That's good. We got a ring and we got the music box. Not too bad. Oh man. So that's the other meme too, is what is the draw of the Stanley Cups? Stanley Cup target video. Okay. And I don't know if people are into it because it's the fad, or if it's because I remember back in the day. Let me see if I can find that clip too. ES2 scalper Circuit City. News report, maybe? News report. Wilmington, NC. No, this is so back in the day, in North Carolina where I used to live, I remember when the PS2 had first come out, there was a guy who was at the Circuit City in Wilmington, and he was out in the parking lot with his car. Just, he had like 10 or 12 of them in the trunk, and Circuit City was sold out, or it was the opening day, so they were gonna sell out. He was selling them for, I want to say, $500 a piece in the parking lot, and it was like, it's madness. Like, people will literally do anything for money. And I remember when NFTs were big, and they caused the biggest shitstorm because people have no idea what they are. Wasn't there like an NFT group that was buying them who thought they owned the artwork that the NFT was representing? And it was like, no, you own the little digital coin that represents that picture. You don't own the picture, you dumb fuck. You spent 10 million or whatever the price was. I think it was 2 million on like a digital, like a digital copy of it, not even the real thing. And it was like,
Friday shopping about a decade ago.
This is ridiculous.
Limited edition Valentine's Day Stanley Cup. It is called the Quencher H2.0 Flow State Tumbler. These Target exclusive tumblers come in Cosmo Pink and Target Red. It is part of the store's Galentine's collection. They cost about $45 and they're sold out online.
I mean, it's not that bad, but people are grabbing 2, 3, 4 of them.
December 31st. Do they do anything special? They light up. Well, they do.
Right.
It's a coffee holder.
They look cute.
That's why, and like, everybody can't, like, there's so many people from the outside looking in, like, what's the point? It's a cup. And so people are laughing about it because it's not, and it was, what, Starbucks and Target, and like, to me, it's gonna be as short-lived as any fad. And it's like, aren't fads like super fast now? Fidget spinners were, what, a few months, and then they came and went. Baking sourdough bread was like a niche thing during the pandemic because people had literally nothing to do. They were all working from home, and they realized, oh shit, working from home, I get done in 3 hours. So I have all this extra time during the day where I'm doing jack shit. Fucking and just like everybody just started making sourdough bread because it was cool. It was a thing to do, and nobody does it. But like this, to me, it's like, it's just a big cup. It's kind of gaudy looking because I've seen some at the gym where it's, you know, big water bottles and stuff, and it's what's the draw? What's the appeal? But I think it's hilarious that, like, these people are just getting in on, they want to be part of the fad, and so they, you know, they make themselves look dumb just doing that shit. And it's funny to watch, but at the same time, it's like, it's kind of sad. It's kind of sad that, like, people are that driven to scramble into a Target to buy a pink cup. Anyway. Oh yeah, so I saw a trailer. Let's see if I can find it. It was a Netflix original movie, and I happened to watch the trailer. The trailer looked really stupid. It didn't look good. let's search. Netflix. It was a Netflix. All right, so it's a Netflix original. What is the movie called? Because it's got Julia Roberts and I want to say Ethan Hawke. Posts. Because I'm the only thing I like from Netflix is Stranger Things, and I feel like even that has fizzled out, like in terms of like the interest in the draw, because it's just taken forever to you know, for them to get the last season into production. And damn, because I want to find it, because the comments were weird. That's why I think a majority of people on Facebook, they're just December 30th? Alright. Because I saw it and it was, I don't remember when it was from. And I can't tell what the movie, like, it doesn't, the trailer doesn't explain what the movie is. It's like you get no sense of the tone, the atmosphere. You don't get any of that. See if we can find the name of it. Netflix movie. Oh, movies tanker. Leave the World Behind. Okay, let me search for that. Netflix Leave the World Behind trailer. Is it? No, this isn't it. It was a different one. Yes. Okay, here it is. Okay.
Clay?
Yeah.
Clay.
Yeah. Wow. It's getting close, huh?
I think that's a problem.
No, come on. It's gonna stop. It's got to. Right?
See, even the performances, it's Julia Roberts and Ethan Hawke. Like, and they seem like.
Wake up. Archie, come on, bud. Yeah, help us back up. We're leaving already? Why? Holy fuck.
Jesus, Archie, let's go.
Okay, off the bat, this looks like shit. That looks awful. That looks so bad. Because all that happened, and that chair and umbrella haven't been touched by anything. Are you kidding me? No. Yeah, this is. But like, what? The music, dun, 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 dun. It's like, what is happening? A tanker's just kind of beaching like randomly. What? like that's what I mean. Like, what, what, what is the point? But the comments are hilarious. Okay, all right, the ending. There's no amount for explanation that can justify how that was the worst ending I've ever seen in my life. This movie, this movie isn't for everyone. The actors did an extraordinary job. Loved the ending. 100. And so many laugh reacts at the end, and see, yeah, she's like, made you think. The worst movie the worst movie I've watched. Lousiest movie I've ever watched. Not recommending. Sorry. At the end, I was like, well, because he slack jawed from his brain melted inside of his skull. Watching the stupidity of the scene was enough not to watch. A ship is coming right at us, so let's run sideways and take our cell phone out. Unbelievable. Thought it was a great movie. I'd be keen to watch a sequel with these same characters having to emerge from the bunker in 3 years or whatever, and see what their relationships and tensions are like after all that time forced together, and what the state of the world is. Could call it The World We Left Behind. My fiance and I just watched this and loved it. The movie could have continued, or we expect a sequel. It had our attention the entire time. Family dynamic and personality traits spot on. I almost want to see a picture of her with like the Netflix guy pointing a gun at like her puppy, like, and like doing the kind of, like, come on, talk it up. Single worst film I have ever watched in my life. See, it's either, it's a misunderstood film, but I really liked it, or this is the worst piece of shit I've ever had to see. The ending had me literally, what the actual fuck? World's worst ending. Most boring movie ever. Love the ending and the whole journey. The message is loud and clear. Survival can be forced upon us by those 3 key factors pointed out. These can't be real people. That's the most thrilling part of the movie, just to advise. I'm reading the comments here and decided not to watch it. Maybe it will be boring and maybe I will be boring and get confused too. I guess. I want to find a comment where it's just like, this is the perfect movie to have on while you're having sex. Because you ain't going to be watching it. Ending was straight up trash, capital T. This movie is telling us something. Subliminal messaging throughout the whole movie. Wake up. What? You know what, Kim Barons? Are you fucking kidding me? You know what? Fuck you. I love that. I can't tell. Are these people that they're obviously not serious, but at the same time, it's like, are you okay? What is going on in your life that you feel the need to? Because again, there's a lot of people saying that movie is garbage, and then but it's 50, it's split right down the middle. Either people loved it and they were like, oh, this movie was great, and I want a sequel, and they were really engaged with it, or there's other people who are like, this sucked. It was horrible, don't watch it. So it's like, who do you believe? It's like, I tend to side with people who say if there's that many, and it seemed like there was more people pissed off about it than were like praising it. I tend to side with those people because what is their impetus for lying? They didn't make the fucking movie. They just watched it. They're just people. Meanwhile, anybody who's talking it up, and studios and Sony did this a long time ago with the Ghostbusters thing. Like they manufacture positive reviews. They manufacture news articles. Sony had basically changed the rhetoric to, if you don't like Ghostbusters 2016, you're a misogynist. That's the way it is. And it was fucked up because you can legitimately not like that Ghostbusters movie. You don't have to like it because it wasn't good. it was it didn't understand what the original Ghostbusters was going for. The original Ghostbusters is a tight, it's a well-written, it's impeccably timed, it is highbrow comedy because it was written and it was done by a guy. Harold Ramis was a phenomenal writer. Ghostbusters 2016 is 90% ad-lib. You can't do that in that kind of a movie, because people, it's not Hangover, it's not Old School, it's not Anchorman. It's, you know, even Anchorman had a little bit of a story. You know, Ron Burgundy, you know, had character growth, and you know, Brick was funny, and you know, and you know, Paul Rudd, I don't even remember, Brian, was it Brian, what was his name? God damn it. They all were like, they were caricatures of characters. They were hyper, you know, their traits were very, they were intentionally funny. And Ghostbusters is, they are believable characters who are put in position to be the heroes, but they're not the heroes. You when they fail, you're not really that upset because they kind of deserve it. You know, Venkman is a fucking, he is a prick. And honestly, I just think it was Bill Murray. It was just Bill Murray's character. You know, that's just him. That's just who he is. But Ghostbusters 2016 was done in such a goofy fucking way where Chris Hemsworth is, and I could see it in like the bloopers and stuff, because I watched the bloopers for that, and I watched, you know, multiple reviews about it, and I saw the trailer and I saw, you know, clips of it, and I said, I don't want to watch this. Not because of Leslie Jones and Kate McKinnon, you know, Kristen Wiig and Melissa McCarthy. They did their, you know, they did what they could with what they had. And Kristen Wiig, now granted, Kate McKinnon and Leslie Jones are on SNL. Maybe there's a little bit of, but even SNL, the sketches are written. Most of the dialogue is rehearsed. You know, you're not doing improv. Why the fuck are you gonna get people who they're regular actors? If you're gonna do ad lib stuff, you need to get people who are good at ad lib stuff. That is what they specialize at. And the director was a fucking moron. But the story was basically kind of given a backseat. To me, the Ghostbusters story was good because it was well written, and it was pretty, like the planning and the execution and everything was it wasn't just, you know, it wasn't just shit out, you know, it was crafted. It was a crafted, I don't even know where to put me. Don't put me down here. But I think I'll be in the way there too. Yeah, just put me on. You know, it wasn't, the jokes weren't there because they were, you know, that was just the best place to put them, or, you know, they weren't just random pieces of dialogue. A lot of it was, it was the delivery was play, and that's the best, to me, that's the best comedy. when you play a comedy, like that's why Leslie Nielsen was so good, like the Naked Gun movies and Airplane and stuff, because every joke he told was told as if it wasn't a joke. So the character isn't doing things to be funny. The character is doing things because that's what the character would do. So, you know, like in the Naked Gun, Leslie Nielsen, his character is a dummy, but isn't aware that he's stupid, you know? He goes to look under the microscope in a lab, like he's a cop, and he's in the forensics lab, and they're like, here, you know, look at this. This is a fiber sample that we found. And he's like looking in the microscope, and you know, the scene they're talking, he's like, we found this on his jacket, and you know, this was collected from the crime scene. And he's like, well, I can't see anything. And the other cop goes, he's like, use your open eye, Frank. And he looks up, he's been using his closed eye to look through the microscope. That's fucking hilarious. Because it wasn't done, it was like, Frank, open your other, like, they're not laughing it, it's not goofy, it's not, it's just played straight as if, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Damn it. They know where I am. Time to run. I just don't like Melissa McCarthy. Like, some people think she's like the most hilarious actor ever. Like, you know, and that everything she does is just so funny. And
new target acquired. Target spotted. Artillery strike online.
A lot of context. Delta 5. Shit. Oh. I'm kind of trapped here.
Spotted.
All right, let me see if I can get over there and throw that UAV up.
Online. Target spotted. UAV activated.
Oh! Oh! Time to run. Time to run.
Right arm critical damage. Left arm
oh
critical
man.
damage.
Target
Left
spotted.
torso critical damage.
That was awful. Oh, man.
Artillery strike online.
I don't feel like watching. We'll go do something else. Fuck that. I'll just leave my mech there. I don't give a shit. But those comments, I could tell from the trailer I don't want to watch it. I don't understand what I'm watching. The Leave the World Behind. So I remember, and I think let me find that trailer. That trailer was some sneaky shit that whoever the studio was that did it. 2008. Yes. Okay. Fox. Okay. So I don't know if anybody remembers the movie The Happening. M. Night Shyamalan. Okay, so he's known as like a hack now, but people forget M. Night Shyamalan was The Sixth Sense. You know, now granted, I think he kind of rode that a little too hard, his, credentials with The Sixth Sense and stuff. But like, this trailer had me kind of intrigued.
I don't know if any of you guys have heard about this article in the New York Times. Well, apparently, honeybees are just disappearing all over the country. Tens of millions of them. All right, let's hear some theories about why this might be happening. Nobody? You're not interested in what happened to the bees? Excuse all the teachers? The administration makes us teach with a foot of snow on the ground. What is this?
There appears to be an event happening.
Decent cast too, like, and the trailer is
Homeland Security and the
it's kind of cookie cutter though. That sound effect. This one. Like that and like the violin, the sting. Like they overuse these kinds of sound effects, but this was 2008, so it was still, you could kind of get away with it.
Homeland Security and the CDC
has reported attacks. Boston, Philadelphia, Maryland. White House officials claims the CIA.
But see, all those quick cuts, like you can't really get a sense of what's going on in any of these little clips.
Reported attacks. Boston, Philadelphia, Maryland.
I mean, good God!
White House officials claims the CIA has a defense against chemical weapons.
John Leguizamo, Mark Wahlberg, the dude from Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I don't remember his name, but like a decent cast. So like M. Night was still able to get big name talent.
I don't understand what you're saying. She says everyone's dead outside.
Even that, like, that's decent delivery. People are like scared and like, it's like but it's like there's something going on. We don't know what. It's like it could be chemical weapons. It could be, a disease of some kind. It could be, like it's very ambiguous.
What's going on?
We lost contact.
With whom?
Everyone.
The government's testing something there. If it went wrong.
The affected area now includes California.
Authorities are now feeling, by the sheer numbers of attacks, that a terrorist group being responsible is becoming less and less.
This editing is making me sick, though. This is old, hacky, real shitty trailer manipulation. The cuts and the
Like,
Mark Wahlberg carried the scene, and it ended up being a joke, and that's Mark Wahlberg. The entire movie is just, what's going on? Who? What is happening? Where are we going? Where do we? What happened to the bees? Like, it's just him asking questions.
Will come up with some reason to put in the books.
See, that's crazy. Like, the visuals were pretty intense. Like, this had me kind of freaked out. I was like, this looks.
Science will come up with some reason to put in the books.
Writer and director of Sixth Sense, he was still riding that train. And Signs, I kind of liked Signs. I know some people are like, that's when he started to go downhill, but I liked it. Now, it was stupid, and it was fucking the I guess the twist was that, oh, they're vulnerable. Wasn't it water? Signs, alien weakness. Okay. In Signs, the aliens have made their circles, arrived on the surface, and now they're here to take over the planet. Luckily for us, they're deathly allergic to water, the one thing Earth has plenty of. This is, by and large, the major complaint moviegoers have with Signs. Yeah, that was fucking stupid. The Earth is covered in water. Even, okay, you can be like, oh, well, liquid water. Motherfucker, the air you breathe has water vapor in it. Those fucking aliens were just walking around naked at like birthday parties and shit. Because that's one of the scariest scenes ever in any movie, for me anyway, is when that alien walks by. Signs, alien, birthday. Yup. When he walks by, that Signs disturbing clip, yeah. Birthday party.
The startling footage.
Okay, where, let's see. Because it's like home video footage. All right, we'll watch it after this. After the
To acknowledge that there are forces at work beyond our understanding.
Spoilers. What is the happening? The trees are trying to kill us. That's right. The trees. He he makes me angry, M. Night, because he had the balls to say that American moviegoers, they just don't get me. They just don't understand me. Like he's some kind of boutique artiste director. It's like, motherfucker. So this is like, all right, so he's watching on the news. Joaquin Phoenix did a good job. But again, it's like he's able to get good actors at this point. And he puts them in these movies that slowly his formula started to become unraveled. And it was just trying to set up a twist at the end of the movie. That was all he wanted to do, was have a twist. The one in Sixth Sense made sense. The kid is like, I can see dead people, and you know, their whole dynamic. It's like, oh, there's something crazy about this kid. Come to find out, he set it up at the beginning. He's like, I see dead people. Meanwhile, Bruce Willis is dead. And I don't even need to say spoilers for that, because if you haven't seen Sixth Sense by now, that's basically like the whole Mickey Mouse thing going to public domain. Motherfucker, the statute of limitations ran out a long time ago. So it's like you can hear them screaming and yelling, and it's like, what is freaking them out so bad? Because this obviously something happened before the camera started rolling.
Move, children. Vámonos.
All right, come. Why did you have to? That delivery. See, that's M. Night. You could have. He didn't need to say "Vámonos," and he didn't say "Move, children." He would have been like, "Come on, move." What is it? He could have been saying anything else to be more believable. Because I would be like, God, move. Where is it? I want to. You're. See, that even now gives me fucking chills. That is terrifying. This scene, like, this was a good scene, but there are weak points. Joaquin Phoenix, his whole reaction, but like that right there, because he's standing there. Yeah, like he's hiding. He's in the shot already. We just can't see him. He's saying, yeah, he's behind the bush, and then he moves. It's like that's good cinematography. That's good directing. That is a good vision, like an artistic vision. It's scary, and I haven't seen that scene in so fucking long. But like, oh! Even that, Joaquin, that's a good reaction, because that's pretty believable, and it's pretty well done. Again, he had some good shit, but this trailer, very misleading, because you don't know, like, it's just society is fragmenting, some people are dying, and it's like, this scene, the bodies falling, like, that's crazy. The other one that I saw was, there was a guy, and it was another trailer, and it was a dude on a lawnmower, like a ride-on lawnmower, and he like got up and like laid down in front of it, like it was still moving on its own. He gets off of it, walks in front of it, and like lays down in front of it. And then the camera cuts away. Then it showed like planes just crashing into the ground. That he can set it up. Like, he's able to construct a world. He's able to like deliver these kinds of little vignettes and these scenes, which that's what they are. It's like, you shouldn't have vignettes in a fucking feature-length film. It should be a feature, and it should be one film the whole way. Like, you shouldn't have these disparate plots. It's not a sitcom. You don't need an A and a B plot. You need, like, you could have had, and I don't know, like, some stuff you need to let the audience figure out, but M. Night spoon feeds everything. But that's what I mean. Like, these trailers some trailers you have no idea what the movie's about. And like, this one doesn't tell you anything. It leaves it kind of very vague and ambiguous. It's just, oh, things are happening. Society is breaking down. People are dying. It's something's going on, but you don't know what it is. And you don't get to infer anything. It would be nice if the characters didn't spell everything out, and you could just see things kind of unfold along with them, and you could kind of figure it out. That to me is the best kind of cinema, is when you're part of it, so it's more immersive and you get to figure things out, and good, but that comes with good storytelling. It comes with like proper construction of we need to use another light because that one I suck at the urban mech. Oh, I forgot I had another one. Or did they give me this one? What is this? God, I haven't used my spider in forever. Yeah, we use my spider. What does he got? Weapon groups. Medium laser and a large laser. Okay. Weird choice, but okay. But that's the, it's unfortunate that the studios can manipulate the audience, and if you have to do that and the movie's bad, it looks bad on you, because you are basically telling the audience they're too fucking stupid to figure this shit out. Wait, what is going on with my resolution when I play this game? What is happening? I need to check the settings. Screen, blah 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 blah. Desync off, damage, advanced. Light mix. All right, let's go. Because I remember, like, in the original Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory with Gene Wilder, he said, like, to, and he gave, they asked him for some feedback, and they actually took it, and he said, I think based on the character, you should have me come out walking with a cane. And I think that scene was improvised, where it was just that one little thing. It's his first appearance. He's this mysterious, elusive figure. You never see him. His name is everywhere because he's just like, he's this candy magnate. He's a candy tycoon. But, he's a recluse, and it's the first time he's been seen in God knows how long. So they show him. And he comes out and he's hobbling with the cane, and then he trips and falls, and then he stands right up and he's very agile, and it's like, weird. Okay, he's eccentric, but it's also, he is very devious. He he's disingenuous. Like, you don't know, you can't take anything that he says or does at face value. Ooh, Bear Claw 2. Well, that's cool. Yeah, everybody wants to do it. Let's do it. Oh no. The other cold map might win. Oh, it did. Oh, come on, I want to try that early access one. Oh man. It's things like that. Like, that's great storytelling. Maybe it wasn't scripted. Maybe it was done ad lib. Whatever. But the movie doesn't give away or try to fucking shove the twist down your throat or like shoehorn in anything. Like, it's all very intentional, and it's done. You're treating the audience as if they're intelligent and that they can figure it out. You don't treat them like they're fucking stupid. You don't dumb it down. That's the worst thing to do, is to basically, if I have to turn my brain off when I watch a movie, no thanks. What up, team? Which I did for the first Transformers. I turned my brain off for that because I was like, this is awesome. This is the best thing I've ever seen. Then the second one came out and I was like, okay, it's old already. How many of that's like the next Fast and Furious franchise. Like, Fast and Furious and Transformers, they're going to join, their universes are going to join. I can feel it. Dominic Toretto is going to be driving a Transformer. Just watch. It's insane to me why they're still going. Somebody said something the other day, and it makes a lot of sense. It's like, oh yeah, that 2023 movie, that's a remake of a 1979 movie. That's an adaptation of a book from 1932 that was actually a based on the story from such and such back in. It's like, we are just scraping the bottom. We are scraping the bottom of the fish tank, and just anything we can get to put on the screen.
All systems nominal.
This is command. Eliminate all enemies, no matter the cost.
Target acquired. New target acquired.
Just gonna run straight out. Oh shit.
New target acquired.
Oh, they see me.
UAV
Target spotted.
Ooh, look at the team. Look at all those scouting. No. God, they won't leave me alone.
New target acquired. Artillery strike online. UAV activated.
Sorry.
New target acquired.
Negative.
New target acquired.
Surprise. Oh, let's go my UAV again?
New target acquired.
Oh shit.
Artillery strike online.
Oh. Oh, no. Oh.
New target acquired. New target acquired.
They're right there.
New target acquired.
Nope.
Follow the die well.
I mean, we got to do something. It's still 0-0. Oh shit, we lost one.
New target acquired. Target destroyed. New target acquired.
Come on.
Target spotted.
New target acquired.
Don't stop. Die well, don't stop.
Look at that leg, boy. Nice.
Bravo 3. Bravo 3.
Target acquired.
Target spotted.
New target acquired.
Target spotted.
Shit.
Right arm
Target
destroyed.
spotted.
Right leg critical damage. Destroyed.
Oh, what? Oh. Oh! Where did you come from? Oh, hi. Came at me like he was going after a Stanley Cup. Damn. Damn.
New target acquired.
Oh god, look at that center torso. Oof.
Bravo 3, high ground.
Incoming missile.
We've lost half our force. We can't lose any more soldiers.
Look at all those machine guns.
New target acquired. Warning incoming.
Nice.
Artillery strike online.
Getting low on people.
We need you to pull through.
Nice. Come on.
New
Y'all can
target
just
acquired.
seal it.
Target acquired. New target acquired. Center torso critical damage.
Oh, they're just chewing up his middle. Oh no. Yeah, that's a wrap.
Can anyone read?
Good game, guys. We need to get one win. It's a pride thing. I'm gonna play heavy. I'll play my Hellbringer. I haven't played it in a while. I like how he's strapped up. Oh shit. Jeez. Let's go full survivability and then full range. Cool down. Alright, let's roll our weapon groups. SRM6, heavy smalls, heavy mediums. That'll be fine. What do I have? Wait, no. Loadout. Does it have any quirks? Clam, machine gun, rate of fire. Energy heat, ballistic range, ballistic cooldown, ballistic velocity. So pretty generic, so it could be anything really. I don't know if I want to do an LB5. Let's do... what we got room for? Ultra AC? Sure. Actually... I got two ballistic spots. I can't do... oh, jeez. Alright, we got 13 tons. What do we do here? Still, man, this sucks. Ugh. 6 slots for Gauss rifle. All right, let's see. A lot of heat sink. What does that give us? I'll have half a ton left for ammo. Are you fucking kidding me? All right, let's do it. It's like a lot of heatsink from here. This is gonna be stupid. This is gonna be so stupid. I have half a ton for ammo. How many shots does that give me? 46 between the two of them. I got nothing else. I got no other weapons. Fuck, man, this sucks. Shit. I could probably pull missile ammo. Yeah, that's a lot of missiles. Okay, now we put one ammo. Oh jeez. All right, the rest of the weapons are gonna be the tiniest laser possible. One heavy small laser. You gotta be kidding me. Micro lasers. It's kind of stupid, but you can put two of them. Ugh, damn it! I got two ballistic spots here. I could do another machine gun. Yes, I'll do the machine gun. What's the range? Give me machine gun. Ammo, HMG ammo. Now we can put some decent lasers, ER mediums. I guess this is a dumb loadout, but who cares? Let's just do this. Let's do it. All right. I don't remember what 4 and 5 are. Guess we'll find out. We'll find out when I go to fire it and it just goes click and nothing happens. If we get a match anytime soon. Oh, hey. Everybody loves skirmish because it's easy. You don't have to think. Just kill things. Wow. Press unbound to completely stop. It sounds like a life. I don't know. That sounds like a motto for how you run your life. Just become unbound to completely stop. I don't know. I've started to have on my social media feeds these videos of just different disasters happening, and it's for me it's nightmare fuel because, you know, with that damn airplane, that 737 Max, I think it was like Alaska Airlines, there was no door there, but whatever the panel was that was like taking the place of the door, it was like an emergency exit door that wasn't being utilized. So it was just a rigid panel that was put there to hold that spot. It fucking blew out at 16,000 feet. If they had turned off the seatbelts, because I do it when they turn off that seatbelt sign, you best believe it's click, and I'm like, yeah, I'm just, you know, relaxing. Safety is now gone because we're now cruising at, you know, we're at cruising altitude, so it's like riding a bus. It's like, you know, it's just you know, a smooth ride for the most part. If they had turned that shit off and that kid had taken his seatbelt off, yeah, he would have been a goner. And I just like there's videos where it's like you're looking out your window, you're in a jetliner. Okay, so that's the machine gun. The missiles. That's my gun. My laser. Okay, cool. Where it's like, all right, so it's like they're on a jetliner and they see like a meteor crash into Earth, and it's good size. I mean, you can see the curvature of the Earth. It's off in the distance, and the shock wave that it emits because it hits the ground, and then you see the rubble and everything, but you see the shock wave coming through the air, and it like, you don't hear it right away, but it hits the plane, and the plane just gets fucking torn to shreds. And then it's done from like first person point of view, and it's just a person on the plane, and they start falling because they're come on. Nice.
New target acquired.
I think the scariest ones for me, because I've had a dream like that before, where Earth, like Jupiter was in Earth's sky. Oh shit, that fucking hurt a lot. Oh god. Oh god.
New target
and it was like
acquired.
getting closer and closer and closer, and my dream ended because Earth like plunged into, like, it got to the point where the two planets were going to collide, basically. So Earth was going to plunge into Jupiter's atmosphere. And it's like, that's when my dream ended. Like, that's some scary shit to think about. So it's like that kind of stuff to me is scary. Like the M. Night Shyamalan, that scene with the aliens and signs, that's scary because it's just, there's no music. I don't think there was any music in that scene. I think it was that home video footage, so it was just screaming and, you know, kind of frantic camera movements, and it was like you're there along with them. Oh, that was right over his head. Nice. Damn, this dude is able to just see shit. Oh.
Target acquired.
Oh, he's trying to shoot that cockpit. Nice.
New target acquired.
Get that how torso.
Damn. John Jacob Jingleheimer Smith is just, you know, showing him what name he's got. Oh, right in the face. Damn. Oh, they're going after his guns. Yeah, he's trying to shoot the cockpit. Come on, you can get him. Oh, nice. Oh, we won. We just have to get in the circle.
Thanks.
John Jacob Jingleheimer Smith. Well, that's my name too. Nice. We gotta win. Way to end the night. Yeah, I think that'll do it for me. Anyway, I just want to, you know, anybody watched it, if you enjoyed it, you know, feel free, check out my other ones. Hopefully, you know, the banter is enough to entertain, you know. There's no hot takes on this. It's just, I don't know, I try to be more common sense about things. But it's just my opinion. You know, and again, who am I? I'm a nobody. That's the great thing about being a nobody. You can't end up on Jeffrey Epstein's list. Which, holy shit, is that not the biggest shitstorm right now? Prince Andrew, David Copperfield, Bill Clinton are among the names included in court documents. Yeah. Yeah, it's not necessarily that the lists of people aren't necessarily the ones that went and did the weird shit. A lot of them were in the money laundering and the shady business dealings and things like that. Like, not everybody on that list is, you know, part of sex trafficking or, you know, the whole Lolita airline thing. Like, that's not what that is. Like, some people just can't think critically, and it's like, yeah, this motherfucker was a piece of shit. He was a sex trafficker. He was a con man. He was he was garbage. But the, you know, the people that he surrounded himself with, or that he dealt with on a regular basis, like, those people, how much of his business dealings, like, how much of it is, you know, were they in on it? Did they know who he was and what they were doing, and or were some people just fooled by the, you know, the amenities he had, and the opportunities he presented to people to make money or to get in on, you know, these business ventures and stuff, and you know how much of it was just people, but we don't know how they saw him. All we know is the guy got caught doing some really horrible shit, and wasn't alone in the goings on. You know, there were people who were active participants. There were some people who were just, you know, just there because they knew him in some capacity. It wasn't necessarily everything, and maybe he didn't bring them into that stuff, you know, initially. Like, maybe he kept that for like a select group of people. I don't fucking know. I wasn't there. The only motherfucker that could tell us is dead. So all we have to go on are these lists that were, you know, for activities, and you can tell. I think there will be people who can analyze it and detect patterns, and they can say, okay, this group that went on this specific trip, this was, if it's the same people, you can find patterns, you can infer activities and things. And then it, you know, any kind of testimony or anything that can corroborate your theories, that's evidence. Your job is to then present that and try to sway other people into thinking that and believing it. And there are some people who, because some people's name is on that list, they will go out of their way to either not believe it or latch on to people who discredit it but don't provide evidence. They just provide a good enough reason to not believe it. So I don't know. Like, it's just, why now? Why did it take till now to get this shit? But anyway, just be glad you're not on that list. Or any of them. Like, I wouldn't want to be associated with him at all. Fuck that. Or Prince Andrew. The whole royal family is like, you fucking scumbag. But that's a whole other thing. I just think it's hilarious, people who just get into the whole royal family mania. And it's like, these people are nobodies. Like, they're royal, but it's just a title at this point. It's not they don't rule anything. There's no weight behind their titles anymore. It's not a wow. But anyway, find some Isn't that great? Leonardo DiCaprio is like Matthew McConaughey's character in Dazed and Confused. He's like, I keep getting older, they stay the same age. And it's like, that's not cute or endearing. It's not quirky. It's kind of eyebrow raising. It's kind of sus. It's like, you have a particular type, and it's 21 to 25 year olds, and you're a 50-year-old man. Something ain't right, bro. But anyway, I will be around next week. School starts up on Monday, so Calculus 3 and whatever the fuck else is on my schedule. I don't even know. I don't even remember at this point. I want to say it's Physics 131, which is like electromagnetism, heat, thermodynamics, fluid dynamics. That's gonna be brain melting. And then I have chemistry in March, so yeah, I'm looking forward to it. But I will try to stream again. Probably do a bad movie night soon. I'll just have to find a movie, find a thumbnail, and just make sure it's safe to play on YouTube. But I will, hopefully everybody has a good night. I hope everybody's having a wonderful 2024 so far. Even if it's not perfect, you know, we only go around this merry-go-round once. And one piece of philosophy that I've learned recently and that I'm trying to apply is live each day as if it's your last, and try not to leave things unspoken that you really want to say. It's we can't read minds, so unless you say it, you know, unless you put your message out there, nobody will hear it. And you know, it's hard because we tend to panic over things that haven't even happened yet as if they are happening. And that's where I think if you are struggling with relationships and your own behavior and maybe stress and how you handle it, Stoicism is a great philosophy, but you don't have to be a hardline stoic. You can still enjoy your passions a little bit. The idea is that you shouldn't let your life become, your decisions shouldn't be made based on your impulses, your desires. You have to remember that people are their own people, and you can't force people to be a certain way, and you can't force them to react how you want. That's where manipulation comes in. That's where people try to control the universe around them by manipulating people. And when you start to do that, you can't say you love someone if you can't respect their decisions and their I guess the point that I'm trying to make is, if you are an active participant in life, where if you want to say something, you say it. If you want to do something, you make the attempt. But when we set ourselves up for failures, when we in our mind try, you know, imagine the worst case scenario, and you can't always do that, because if you have true confidence, you're going to think the exact opposite. You're going to go into that situation and say, look, I'm going to approach this person. They're going to like me. They're going to enjoy my company. I'm going to get a positive reaction from this. So, hi, my name's Kevin. How are you? You know, how are you doing today? And, you know, what's your name? And, oh, nice to meet you. That kind of just going in with that mindset that things will work out. But even if they don't, you learn from it. And learning lessons, like everybody jokes about that with like the dating world. It's like, oh, just broke up with another lesson. It's like, was it a lesson though? Did you learn? Or are you using it as a lesson? Or are you just mad and trying to make yourself feel better because it didn't work out? Because chances are it could have, you know, it's not just the other person. It's also ourselves. And it's hard to look in the mirror and see anything, or trying to objectively look at our life and say what I did was wrong, or what I did was right, they're wrong. You know, it's, relationships change, people change, but if you are being true and being a real person, the ones who stick around you know, you shouldn't have to beg someone to stay. You know, you shouldn't have to always be the one to reach out. But at the same time, if you never say that to someone, they may not realize it. They may not. They may be too scared to text first because they don't think, you know, maybe they're thinking the same way. They're too scared to say something, so they let you do the reaching out because they're just so used to, you know, they're already setting themselves up to think that they're not good enough and that one day you're going to leave them. So if you don't talk to them, they feel like you're not interested. So if you never ask and you never say it, you can't be mad when they don't know, or when things don't change, or things do change, but it was because, you know, you didn't communicate. And it's hard. It can be hard for a lot of people. But that's one thing I'm trying to do this year is be a more vocal person with my feelings and my intentions. And you got to be ready to take an L. That's how it goes with everything. And the only way we learn is by failing. But I really hope anybody who's listening, I really hope you are getting everything you want out of life. You know, you're at the very least, being a good person means that you try to make someone else, you know, you try to give someone some positive interaction at some point, somehow, some way. A kind gesture, some nice words. You know, if someone wrongs you, you try to settle things amicably if possible. You know, be the one to forgive. You never know. You never know when something could happen. That's the one thing that, you know, keeps me going is I'm still here. So, trying to make it count. But yeah, live every day as if it's your last, and you want to be able to look back and be proud of, you know, what you did with yourself, with others. That can mean a lot of different things to a lot of different people, but it's if you can be proud of what you are and who you are. No, we're not perfect. And you have to be proud of yourself. It's hard because even I, you know, everybody wants external validation. And if you don't get it, you know, from people that that mean a lot to you and their opinion means a lot to you, and you don't get that validation from them, it can be pretty painful. And I think that as a society, we put too much emphasis on titles and achievements and competition and comparing ourselves to others, and it does you no good. Because even the people you look up to, or people who are doing better than you, what did they do differently? What were their circumstances? How long they've been doing what you're doing? Like, you're not, because you're comparing to someone else, you know, unless you're both Olympic athletes and you're both in the same event, you really can't be doing that. You really can't compare yourself to another average person, especially a stranger that you don't know. You know, unless you know their life, you can't assume things. But you also can't down yourself for not being where they are. It is what it is. And that phrase is just so many things are it is what it is. It's basically like just saying, yeah, whatever. I mean, I'm not happy, but I'm also not upset. It is what it is. But I hope everybody has a wonderful evening. I really hope everybody's happy and not miserable to the point where you want to hurt other people or see other people, upset, or just not supporting people. Now, if they've wrong, it's whatever. Every situation you got to take, it's different for everybody. But yeah, just enjoy what you have, who you have, while you have them, because you never know. I hope everybody has a wonderful evening. And again, this keeps just dragging out because it's like there's so much I want to say, but I'm not really talking to anybody in particular. I will be around. Hopefully everybody's week is good. I'm sure there's people going back to school and people going back to work. It's shitty outside for most people, so it's a rough time of year. So just, if you got time to smell the flowers, then, whatever brings you joy, do it. But I will see you next time. And yep, that'll do it. See ya.